Hey everybody. So, a pretty big story broke yesterday involving Auston Matthews of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Um, it came out that Matthews is facing a disorderly conduct charge back in his hometown of Scottsdale, Arizona, for an incident that happened all the way back in May. But it's just coming out now because, like a lot of things in the U.S. legal system, it takes a lot of time. There's a lot of things and processes to go through, and before anything really comes out, it's usually months, and that's what happened here. Um, but I've got an article pulled up about it here that I'm going to read from and just talk about what exactly happened. So it happened on May 26th. So obviously it's in May, which means Toronto is out of the playoffs. So this is an off-season incident. Um, two in the morning local time. A female security guard was sitting inside her car outside of the condo building where Matthews lives, and she was disturbed by the sound of someone trying to open her door. She got out of the car and confronted Matthews, who was the one doing it, and she says that he was intoxicated. So obviously, with something like this, there's a good chance that there's alcohol involved. And as Matthews walked away, he pulled his pants down, bent over, and grabbed his butt cheeks. Like, I can't even say that with a straight face. It's just so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, I don't even know where to go with this. Matthews is 22 years old. He's young. He's a kid, really. He's we've seen things like this with kids in college, football players, basketball players, college athletes just doing dumb things and getting themselves in trouble. And it's not a huge deal. It's not like he was out there robbing people or destroying property or doing like really harmful things and being a serious criminal. It's stupid. It's drunken shenanigans. It's things like when you're that young, and Matthews is like a year younger than me. So I've been through high school. I've been through college. I know, just some of the stupid things that you do at that age and at those ages, and like, especially when there's alcohol involved, you think things like this are just funny, and you do really dumb stuff when you're young. But if this was if this was just a random college kid from Arizona State or something, like, the police deal with this all the time. This happens probably pretty common. It's just dumb, stupid things to do, and you just, you get like a misdemeanor charge and you're on your way, and it's not a big deal. But when you're Auston Matthews, it becomes a big deal. And yes, he's still young. Yes, he's just a kid. But you are the face of the franchise for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You are trying to become the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. You cannot be doing things like this. And, it's just such a dumb thing to do. And it's just stupidity across the board. And there's already been a lot of, comments made comparing this to Patrick Kane. And that was one of the first things I thought of when I heard about this was Patrick Kane. Patrick Kane got in some trouble early on in his career when he was young. He did some really immature, stupid things, and Matthews has done this really immature, stupid things. But eventually you grow up, and you can think about all the college football players who have gotten themselves in just really stupid, drunk things over the years. I'm not talking about like the serious, like beating your girlfriend, and like that's on a different level. This isn't murder. This isn't assault. This isn't like beating people up or robbing people. Like, this is a on the scale of things that can happen. This is a pretty minor thing. It's just being an idiot. It's just being a drunken idiot. And a lot of college kids do it. A lot of kids that age do it, and it's just immature. And eventually, you have to grow up and not do stuff like this. And we've seen Patrick Kane grow up. You know, that he had a lot of issues early on in his career, and then you know, we've seen as he's gotten older, he's gotten a lot, you know, smarter, a lot more mature, and he's now a three-time Stanley Cup champion, one of the best players in the NHL. And you know, this doesn't, you know, this isn't going to be something that we think about when we think of Auston Matthews 5-10 years down the road, I don't think. It's just really, really dumb. And there's just no point in doing it, but it's when you're young, you don't, you know, that's the kinds of mistakes that you make and things that you do. And you know, it's a really bad look for Matthews, because not only is he, you know, one of the top players in the NHL, he's trying to wear that C on his jersey. He wants the C on his jersey, and you know, he's not. This isn't helping him do that at all. You know, I wouldn't make him captain, especially after. I don't think Matthews should be the captain of Toronto anyway, because I think he's kind of a soft player, and he's not the kind of player that I would make a captain of the team. But this, especially with this now, like, you can't name him captain after this. He's got to grow up first. He's got to mature. And this just proves that he still has some maturing to do. He still has some growing up to do. And while it's not a huge deal, it's just really, really dumb and immature. So, you know, this is something that it's not uncommon for people around this age, you know, 21, 22, 23, to do stuff like this. You know, it's probably on college campuses, they deal with stuff like this all the time. It's just being really immature and dumb, and that's, you know, that's how young people are. You have to mature and grow up, and Matthews still has some growing up to do, obviously. So that's pretty much all I've got on that. I don't talk a whole lot about situations like this. It's just a stupid thing to get involved with, a stupid thing to do. But that's what young people do. They make mistakes and they do stupid things, and hopefully learn from them and don't do it again. So hopefully Matthews is learned that, you know, you gotta, especially when you're Auston Matthews, especially when you're an elite pro athlete, you've gotta present yourself in a good way at all times, and you can't be doing stuff like this. And I would not name him captain after this. I wouldn't have anyway, but I certainly, after this, I don't think you can name him captain. He's not mature enough. He's not there yet. So that's what I've got on that. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description below. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.